You know, I think it's just a lot simpler than we make it out to be. We know that, right? We all know that. Let me give an example. I, have had so much social anxiety or whatever around certain situations that just always had just, a very difficult time being around people and things. And so I wouldn't want to do it. I'd be like, I fucking love hanging out with myself. And every time I go hang around with people, I just feel uncomfortable. So why am I going to do it? Why am I going to do it? Right? Why would I do that? So, also, isn't it ridiculous and annoying? You ever just have those days where you see yourself in the mirror, camera, wherever you see yourself, and you just have feelings or thoughts of, oh, fuck, I can't believe I look like that. That sucks. No, just me. So, it's not all days. It's definitely not as much as it used to be. It's also like, who the fuck cares? It's like, whatever. That's been honestly one of the main things. Has been very freeing and liberating. That's the cool thing. I'll say that too. Because now, like, yeah, when I used to feel like when I used to have that, when I would see myself on one of those days when I would really just be like, oh my goodness, I really wish I didn't look like that. I wish so badly. I wish this was different and that was different. And I didn't have this and I didn't look this and blah blah blah. And it would really fuck me up. You know, it would really mess me up for like a while. Like I could throw me into a bad mood for the rest of the day. Just walk around self conscious, be like, I can't believe, oh my goodness, well, I guess my life is going to be, might as well not even have a life because, I fucking look terrible and I'm so ugly and oh my goodness, and that means no one's ever going to like me or talk to me and I'm not ever going to have anything good or nice. And you know what I mean? I'm never ever going to have a nice girl in my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all this dumb shit. Whatever. Even if I had at the time a very nice, amazing, beautiful girl. That's not even the point. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not the point. It's like the dumb shit that we do in our head. You know what I mean? It's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy. It's crazy. So crazy. So what am I saying? What was the original point? Okay, I remember. We'll get back there. Probably. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I'm on a somewhat new point now. Maybe we'll circle back. We'll try to circle back. So, but it's been liberating. Honestly, a big part of that was I think there was like something around when I started making. Interesting. It kind of just ties into what I was going to say before. We'll see. We'll see if we'll tie it in. So when I first started making these videos, one of the hurdles that I had was I would see myself in the camera, or way worse, it was like when I would watch it back later. I'd be, oh God, fuck, oh man, oh my God, I'm so ugly. I can't believe it. Like I can't put this out there. This is not how I'm supposed to look. I'm supposed to look better because in my head sometimes I feel like fine, and then I look and it doesn't match up. Like whatever that dumb shit is. So at first, I didn't like. I genuinely didn't want to post any of these videos that I would ever make. So I would make it and look at it, and they don't even get me started on how my voice sounds. It's the same thing. But don't get me started. So I would just collapse. Like I would see the video and I would just like shut down and be like, This sucks. Like, I would just get really down, really, really sad, and just whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Who fucking cares? I'll always take reality over fantasy. That's when I was just talking to a friend about this yesterday. And she said something that I always come back to, which is like, I will always take reality over fantasy. I used to only live in fantasy and in delusion, but I would rather live in reality. Reality is profoundly more fulfilling, even if it's harder. Fantasies could be nice, but you're gonna want to pop those fantasy bubbles and just come back into reality. You know, better. So I had to just be like, fuck it. This is what I look. This is what I look like. Whatever. And like, who gives a shit? Like, this is what like, I don't care anymore. Like, if I want to do something, am I really gonna let how I look stop me from doing it? I'm not gonna change. You know what I mean? Like how I look. I mean, I do need to cut my beard and shit. Shit my hair. Like all these things. Like I will do. You know what I mean? Like I will change how I look in that way. Like I'll wear a different shirt, and not for a reason, just because it's a different day. Sometimes I feel like having a shorter beard. Sometimes I go 6 months without not caring at all, and it grows out. You know, so I'm saying all this. There's always this one bump in this road. I don't know. It doesn't look like anything. Whatever. I'm saying this to say I had to just be like, am I really going to let how I look stop me from doing something I want to do? That's got to be the dumbest shit ever. I can't even see how I look most of the time unless I'm looking at something. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter, you know? And I really made it matter a lot. Like a lot. Like I must have put so much of my identity into how I look. You know? Don't mind me. Just gotta take my mornings. Take my morning supplements so I feel right as rain. Go. Alright, where was I? Yeah, am I gonna like that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So like I said, I made it matter a lot. I made it matter a ton. How I look into what I do. Because and I would use it to self sabotage myself. As soon as I would look at my, with this sort of lens of looking at myself in a way of like, oh, you look terrible. You know what I mean? Like clearly you shouldn't do anything because it's going to be very bad for you. It's going to be very very bad if you put yourself, in front of anybody, whether it be in real life or in the world, and they're clearly going to see how terrible you look, and clearly no one will like you, and that's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. So let me just save you all that pain, that inevitable pain, and just have you stop doing whatever it is. And I'll be like, okay, that's probably a good idea. I should probably stop doing whatever it is so I don't feel that terrible. And like, who gives a shit? Like, so what am I ultimately scared of? Of feeling? Whatever. You know? So I just had to, at first it was hard. Like, just to put out, I had to be like, wow, I feel as though I look ridiculously ugly in this video. And I'm just going to post it. I sound terrible in my mind. My voice is the worst. I look the worst. It's just bad. It's just real bad. It's real fucking bad. But I would post it, and just be like, honestly, who cares? Doing that a few times broke me out of the thing of just be like, all right, well, we're clearly not going to listen to the fear, So the voice got quieter, So the voice started getting quieter there, and then it started creating a new like a new reinforced pattern of like I don't. Well, first, what I mean. Like I don't let how I like me worrying about how I look decide what I do. So clearly, I don't need to worry about how I look. Then it's just like whatever. So if you're not worried about how you look, you don't really care that much, And like you still care at the level of like you're not gonna like just let just not care about yourself and just be a complete disaster. You don't care in that way that doesn't matter. That ruins your day. That makes your life harder. You know? So so it's all simpler. That was the original point, right? It's all just so all right. So the other point of this point of what I started the video making that I can tie in. So for that, I just had to do that, right? I just had to just do it and just be like, whatever. Do I think I look this way? Yeah, sure. Who cares? Who fucking cares? You know what I mean? Like I'm not like I don't need to dwell on that. Just like if just do the thing. The other one, back to the social anxiety and things around people or whatever, and just me not wanting to go and do shit and hang out with people and whatever because be uncomfortable. Recently, I had this thing where I was hanging out with a friend, and it was over. We were online. We were talking in a headset. I hadn't seen this friend in a while. I haven't seen him in a while, and him and I were just hang on. At first, I was like, "What?" I had this uncomfortable feeling, and I'm like, "This is like one of my oldest friends," and for whatever reason, let this let this big old truck get over. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Oh, jeez, crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, so this was like one of my oldest friends. I hadn't talked to him in a while. We're sitting there playing a video game, talking on a headset, right? And I had this thing that I have with other people that I always attribute to is just like whatever, or it's just like this feels like something is like holding and uncomfortable and just like I'm like it's like I'm starting to be someone I'm not. It's like I'm slipping into this old unconscious pattern, and it makes sense with the old friend or whatever. It's just like I lived most of my life very unconsciously, so it's just like the remnants of the past will come up and just like you just go back into that form almost, right? So it was, of course, making me very frustrated and annoyed and uncomfortable and all these things. And I was left feeling drained. We stopped playing the game, and I'm like, this is why this is why I just want to hang out with myself because I can't not do this for whatever reason. And so then I was like, all right, whatever, let's try this again. I was like, I need to I need to break through this. I was like, I need to just be me. Like I need to really just be me. Like whatever the hell that is, Because the old me in the past was always trying to be fucking cool or whatever, or just, you know what I mean? It's just like whatever the fuck I used to do to try to be accepted, Instead of just being me. And so it was really that simple. At first, I just had to like, there was like this little barrier of a wall that I had to like break through of just kind of just it's so hard to explain in that way, but it's like feel through it. It's like I had to feel through it because I could feel like something I wanted to say or whatever, and all these things. But in the past, you know what I mean? Like a whole holding thing, I'd like feel and break through the actual holding and just actually be me. And then after that, after like 2 seconds of that, I was just like, oh yeah, this feels way fucking better. And then I just was, that thing was gone, you know? And it's just been so enjoyable now. Now I don't feel drained. So, like, same friend, whatever, you know, now hanging out, whatever, it's like I feel free of that thing. And it feels like on the other side of it, it feels so easy, but it's something that was not easy for me to just get to, you know? So, yeah, you really just have to do it. You have to be like, who fucking cares? Because we all know these things logically. It's like, of course, it's like, well, of course, wouldn't you rather just be yourself and be accepted if you are? If they don't accept you, then they're not really your, like, yeah, we know that. But it's hard to get to the actual just doing it for whatever reason, you know? Um, but I'm just here to tell you that when you just do it, it immediately feels great and you realize that it's safe and cool and good, you know? Because before this, like, I still, you know, like what I've done in my life is I really have had like, you know, the places where deem it acceptable, like the people that you're most connected to, like whether it's your girl, your partner, you know, your family, your brother, your sister, you know, whoever it is, your best friend that you have that you just have gotten super comfortable with, that you just feel like you could be you, and everyone else you're just like, no, that'd be impossible, you know. Or when the opposite, when you're by yourself, I don't know, obviously, but like when I'm by myself, I feel the most myself, and then out of the people, it was always like levels of it or whatever. And yeah, and it's true. You know what I mean? Like when you're yourself and people don't receive it, that is the immediate just be like, oh, you're not my fucking people? Cool. Like, I. So, yeah. All right. Ramble over.